I'm just hoping the tariffs, because I want to get a fourth pair of these so that we're all in congruence.
Right.
And hopefully another
mic. Yeah.
But the tariffs are probably going to fuck with that.
Yep.
So it might have to wait.
Yeah.
Until somebody
fucking
does
Donald
the
Trump.
thing. Somebody has to do the thing, So
I hate that man.
This is to activate you. The what is it called? The cell that's out there listening.
The cell?
Let this be the trigger word that activates you to do the thing.
Oh my God. I love how everybody's just posting, do the thing. Hopefully it happens. Like, I can't wait for that day. We're all gonna be dancing like
I'm
Ewoks.
sure we both get the reels where it's someone like, I love how we don't have to say what the thing is that we want to happen, but we all know what the thing is.
It's true, yeah.
No, do you remember after 9/11, there was like, Republicans were saying how there were like Arabic terrorists embedded within America that were like ready to be activated at a moment's notice.
Yeah.
And like,
I was fucking terrified.
Yeah.
I was 11. I was like, dude, they're going to blow up, this, that, and the other.
The most insane like anti-Arabic propaganda too.
It's crazy.
I do remember Mad TV though had a pretty good sketch about that though, where it was these like it was these like Islamic terrorists that were just like embedded into like middle America.
Yeah.
And they were living in like a nice suburban house with like a recliner and cable TV. And they were like, one of the guys comes in and he's like, listen, I got the call, from our leader. Like,
we got to go do this.
Yeah, he's ready for us. He's activating us. He wants us to go commit a terrorist attack.
And they're like,
and the guy, he's like reclined in his lazy boy and he's like, I don't know, man. I kind of like it here.
Was Ike Barinholtz one of them?
I don't remember. It's been so long, but I know he was on.
They did
TV.
Brownface.
Like,
in that one, I'm almost positive they did that.
It's people doing brownface. They didn't have enough brown people on the show to do it. Yeah,
they didn't have anybody. Like I remember there was like Bobby Lee and Deborah Wilson, Ari Spears, Ike Barinholtz, Will
Sasso.
Thank you.
Yeah. Who was like the master of Vine back in the day? Do you remember
was
that?
he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He has like a killer Arnold Schwarzenegger impression that he would always do.
Yeah.
And and he would also do this like lemon thing where he was being attacked by lemons all the time.
Okay.
And he would just do like random, 8-second videos.
Yeah.
But then by the end of it, he'd go, oh, and a lemon would come flying out of his mouth. And it became like a repeated, joke that he would do.
He also did a killer, what was it? Kenny Loggins? What was it?
The country singer.
Yes. Is it Kenny Loggins?
No, Kenny Loggins is a Danger Zone.
Oh, yeah, you're right. What the fuck was his name?
God damn it.
It was so funny because he was like ripping on.
But it wasn't even an impression. It was just he was kind of dressed like him.
Yeah.
He'd go, hi, I'm Kenny Rogers.
Kenny Rogers.
I'm Kenny Rogers. And then he would host Jackass.
He would do Jackass.
It made no sense.
Yeah, I know. It was one of my favorite segments.
Well, like Jackass was big at the time.
Yeah.
And like the idea of like a fat Kenny Rogers with a high-pitched voice would do that is so funny.
It's great. I loved it. God, I watched so much Mad TV when I was a kid.
Same. Yeah, I was a Mad TV kid way before I ever got into SNL. Like I got into SNL as like a teen, like an older teenager.
I was like in my 20s. I think I was like 24 when I got into
Mad
SNL.
TV was like edgier. And honestly, like a lot of that stuff not fucking aged well.
No.
Holy shit.
No.
Real fucking bad. But I was like 8, 9, 10, and I remember like loving Mad TV. Also, it came on a lot earlier than SNL.
It would be on during the days at like 4 o'clock.
Well, they would rerun it on Comedy Central too, but I would watch it at like 10:30 on Fox.
Oh, okay. That's
maybe it was 11. Because Fox always like ran stuff earlier.
I never caught it except for on Comedy Central. I would watch Kids in the Hall.
Yeah.
And then Mad TV.
Yeah. I never got like Kids in the Hall.
Oh, dude, I love Kids in the Hall.
And SCTV. Like I just missed those.
SCTV.
SCTV. It was another one of those like Canadian like 80s sketch comedy shows.
Yeah, I don't think
that was like the progenitor of like all of the good stuff. I think a lot of famous people came out of it too.
Right on. Yeah. No, but Kids in the Hall, I remember like it was like incredibly gay. It was like the gayest thing I had watched at the time.
And lots of guys would do drag on there, and that wasn't the joke. It was like in purpose of the joke, I guess.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like, oh, look at this guy in the wig, isn't he silly?
Yeah.
Like, no, it was just like he's a character, a female character in this sketch, and it's
maybe that's what made me be cool with the gays growing up. I don't know. I'll have
to that damn Hollywood.
They got me.
Propaganda.
God damn it.
I was going somewhere with that too. Oh, there's a really good sketch from Kids in the Hall that I do know that I still think of fondly now.
Which one's that?
It's the one where the guy that works at a bank.
Guy that works at a bank.
I've never seen it. That's the whole thing. It zooms in on this guy at a bar, and he's just some like business cash. And he goes, I work at a bank.
And that's it?
And it's about how he's like such an uptight asshole because he works at a bank and he looks down at other people. And he just loves to go out and dance at nightclubs and stuff.
Fuck, I'm trying to remember if I've seen that one.
I was hanging out in Los Angeles with some people.
Oh, yeah.
And got introduced to this couple who I don't want to like, I don't name drop them.
Yeah, just in case.
But like.
We have reached, Jared.
The husband is like a big star on a very big TV show that like gets played in theaters. It's so big. I've sent you reels of him before.
You know
what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I didn't realize you met him.
No, I played
I know you played a wrestling promoter.
The Hitler game with him.
Wolfenstein?
No. The
Secret Hitler.
Secret Hitler.
Yeah.
I played Secret Hitler with him that night, and I was telling him and his wife about how like I work at a bank at the time. And she goes, do you work at a bank? And I was like, what? And she plays me the sketch. And I was like, I've never seen this, but it's really funny. And she's like, I'm sorry, this is all I can think of now when you said that. And so now it's all I think of.
Oh shit. Okay. So this is a recent,
it was on my honeymoon. So it was like 2017.
Okay. Well, recent in regards to like when we watched Mad TV as a kid.
Oh yeah. No, I didn't see it at the time.
No, that's probably the reason why I missed it, because like Mad TV kept going even after I stopped watching it. Like there was even kids Mad TV on Cartoon Network.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
No. Are you thinking of all that?
Huh?
Are you thinking of all that?
No. This was when I was aging out of Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
They had kids Mad TV. I'm not even shitting you.
Oh,
and they had like a Marvel parody. Yeah, where like Captain America gets frozen in ice again. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up.
That's
if you really want to see this. No, it was
just Cartoon Network's version of all that, I guess, though, too.
Yeah, but it was Mad TV.
Yeah.
Mad Cartoon Network, yeah. It had 3 seasons. It was an animation. It came out in 2010, so I was 20 years old.
Oh, it was purely animated?
Yeah, it was never...
Oh, that's interesting. So was it more in line with the magazine than the TV show, I guess?
Yeah, I would say that. What happened to Mad Cartoon Network? The series ended its 3-year run on December 2nd in 2013. Yeah, it was called Mad, but it was Mad TV.
Okay, so it was more affiliated with the magazine than the show, I guess. Okay.
Yes.
Because the show really had I remember it had a spy versus spy cartoon in the early days.
Yeah, and they were all like very violent and stuff.
But that was the whole thing. It was Itchy and Scratchy before Itchy and Scratchy.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Folks, welcome to Debaser, a film podcast. I'm Jared Rusk, and I'm joined by my co-host Will Taylor. On this show, we usually debase ourselves by talking about movies, but this is a special episode where we are doing some much-needed catching up and discussing Will's trip to Japan. Stay tuned.
You got to kick it off with a killer to grab attention. Then you got to take it up a notch.
The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us.
Who are you? I'm Shiva, the god of death.
Cells.
Interlinked.
It's like people only do things because they get paid. And that's just really sad.
So, Will.
Yes.
We have not recorded in...
You said a month.
I think it's been a full month.
Yeah.
Because it was late March.
Yeah, it wasn't it?
That was a long time ago. It is late.
Yeah, because I'll say the week before I flew out.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to do anything with anybody. I'm not going to go play games. I'm not going to do this, that, or the other. I'm going to spend time with my son.
Yeah.
Because I was going to Japan, baby.
Yep. And you became pretty big in Japan.
I did. Yeah. No. See, I found this like watch, right? And then whenever I did like a sequence, I would grow 30 times taller and I was in a Zentai suit and I had to fight monsters. It was the craziest fucking thing. They called me Ultraman. It was wild.
Did you ever watch the Ultraman Rising movie I told you about?
You know what's funny is I started it because I was like, okay, Ezra, we're going to watch something new.
Yeah.
You know, it's got monsters in it and whatnot. Yeah. And I think there was too much talking for him.
Oh, dang.
And, yeah. So we got to the part where the monster mother dies and he has to raise the kid.
Yeah.
Monster. And we didn't make it much further than that.
Okay.
And like
That's just the setup. Yeah.
Yeah. I know. Well, there's that time of like the job was more important to the father than spending time with his family, and he didn't want to do anything or deal with being in Japan. He wanted to go to America with his mother and be a big baseball person. Baseball is fairly big in Japan.
Yeah.
And duty calls him back, and he kind of like goes through a similar thing with his dad, but I didn't make it much further than that because my kid like lost interest. And It is, but hey, it is very hard to beat Bluey. Bluey is king in the household.
That's pretty much exclusively what my wife and my daughter watch, unfortunately.
I love Bluey.
I just try to put on other things.
Yeah,
because I'm like, let's keep it going. Let's keep it varied.
I've been trying to do the same thing. Like when we got back and we picked him up, he was like, for whatever reason, he was really into Toy Story. So he was like, we rewatched the Toy Story 2 a bunch, some of the shorts. I recently showed him Shrek yesterday.
Whoa.
Yeah. And
he's not going to get any of those jokes, though.
No, but I did. And I didn't realize how incredibly filthy that movie actually is. It's kind of wild how filthy that movie was.
Yeah.
2001 was a completely different era.
It was an adult cartoon, basically. Yeah.
It was. But he seemed to like it. I asked him, was like, what do you think is right? And he's like, it's super cool, but like everything is super cool to him. So who the fuck knows? But yeah, it is difficult to push him off of Bluey without like putting him onto something else. We tried to do, I wanted to see Revenge of the Sith with him yesterday, but that didn't happen. I don't know if we're going to see that in theaters, unfortunately, but we watched a little bit of Star Wars with him, and then he, was like, hey, I want to watch the Star Wars kid show, and that's a nice one. It's got some good lessons in some of those episodes.
Has he watched his namesake show yet?
No. We tried. We tried really hard. I think, was it last year?
Yeah.
To start Rebels. We got 2 episodes in, and we're like, look, Ezra, it's you. This is who you're named after. And yeah, when we tried to explain, like, that's you, Ezra, like, you have his lightsaber, like, this is where your name comes from and all that stuff. He was like, that's cool. And that's it. Like, when it's too much talking, he gets lost pretty quick, because like he doesn't comprehend, he doesn't understand it. When he is interested in something, he will ask me questions, and that's when I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. I will tell you,
engage in it,
whatever you want to hear, kid. So that's always nice.
I mean, he's young. He give him another year or two and try it again, maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So we haven't recorded in over a month.
That's right.
That's where I left off.
Yeah.
But you recently returned from Japan.
I did.
As you have hinted at. You had a lot of cool experiences, I imagine.
Hell yeah, I did.
So, first of all, if you don't want to talk about it, tell me.
Sure.
I will cut it out.
Sure.
What was your impetus for the trip?
What did you hit?
Okay, so
let's try that
I'll
again.
just redo it again.
Yeah.
What was your impetus for the trip? Like, what was coming up? That was it Trump? Were you just like, we have to get out of here?
No,
we got to see Japan before they don't let us in anymore.
It's actually funny because this is my second time going, and I remember the first time we had a conversation a year before we went with people that we went with, which was Amy and Brandon, and then we saved, for the whole year and did things incrementally, right? So last year, the people who run Star Wars Celebration, which is a big Star Wars convention, normally a bunch of the stars show up. They announce new projects. They hold a lot of really cool panels. It's a big hullabaloo. There's exclusive merch there and whatnot. They announced that it was going to be in Japan, and it was going to be the weekend of the 19th. And my wife's birthday is somewhere within that range, not to dox my wife. The 19th of April. So like somewhere around that range. And we were like, well, fuck, this is perfect. We love Star Wars. Our kid is named after a fucking Star Wars character. I've wasted so much memory space in my brain to random Star Wars information, like, this is perfect. And we can go for your birthday. We've already done it. We wanted to go back, just the two of us. This could be a reward after a long year. I think we should do this. And at a certain point, the vacation was almost in jeopardy, but we pushed through it. We recovered. And same as last time, we incrementally did stuff. So we got the tickets. That was step 1. Then we got the plane tickets. That was step 2. Then we secured a location. That was step 3. And then after we had those 3 things lined up, it was like, well, what do you want to do until the convention? So we decided to stay a week instead of 2 weeks, because 2 weeks away from work, 2 weeks away from our kid, a little difficult. So 1 week was perfectly fine. And we went and did some of the same things that we did last time, but we got to do it just the 2 of us. So it was a little more meaningful and also
more intimate.
Yeah. And so what we did is we spent one day hopping around Tokyo. So we went to Harajuku, Shibuya, and
Nice.
Akihabara.
Yeah.
And then the next day, I'm sure people who do listen to this or who know me personally know that like theme parks are kind of my life. I love theme parks. It's, growing up in Florida, it's very difficult to not be one of those people, right?
Yeah.
So we did Tokyo Disney and Tokyo Disney Sea the next 2 days. One day at one park, one day at another park. I got to see they've got this Beauty and the Beast ride. I know, like, it sounds kind of lame if you're not into the movies and whatnot, but I love rides and theming and engineering. It's not something that I'm good at, but I love watching something happen in front of me and then trying to dissect it.
Mm-hmm.
And there is this, like, if you go and YouTube this shit, there is a part in this Beauty and the Beast ride where, you know how Beast gets like slain?
Mm-hmm.
He's laying on the ground, he's wrapped up in the blanket, and then that Belle confesses her love to him, and he transforms, like he gets lifted off the ground magically and transforms back into himself.
Mm-hmm.
They do that in this ride. They have the Beast laying on the ground. It's a physical model, and then he gets lifted up, and you don't see a pole or anything. He just gets lifted up, and then right in front of your eyes, he changes from the Beast to a human, and it's fucking magical. And like I got to ride it twice, thankfully, and the second time I figured out the trick. I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but like, man, it is amazing how some people are so clever that they can show you something right before your eyes and make you think that magic is real for like a brief second. It's incredible. And then there was other things that we did at the park. Like my wife got an birthday cake. It was delicious. Anybody who's a fan of Alice in Wonderland knows that every day is your unbirthday, except for your birthday, obviously. So that was really good. They had this like Donald Duck themed parade where, in my headcanon, Donald Duck did
Nazi.
He did a fascist takeover of Disneyland. I'm not even kidding you. No.
There is that cartoon where he is.
That's true. That's true. But like, they have these signs where he's like the best actor, the best artist, the most muscly man ever. Like, it's just like, he's the best. And when they were doing advertisements like, get ready for the Donald Duck parade, a parade about the most perfect duck, like shit like that, had me cracking up. Dude, I was laughing so fucking hard. I don't even like parades. I think they're so fucking lame and a waste of time. And I was loving it. It was great. It was fantastic. And then I'm not trying to like divulge all of our stuff. I'll save the Star Wars stuff for later. But I did want to talk about Disney Sea. This is like its own thing where like Tokyo Disneyland is very similar to what we have in Orlando. Mm-hmm. It's not that different. Like, they have rides from the California park that are in there too, and then they have the Beauty and the Beast ride that is just theirs, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
Tokyo Disney Sea is unlike anything else on planet Earth. It is a theming, like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's so perfect in its creation. Like, they've recreated the main sea coast. They've got like a whole 1970s New York area. They've got Agrabah, like the Mediterranean coast. The entrance is Italy. They have a big volcano that is a facade. When you walk through it, it's a Jules Verne area where they've got like a Journey to the Center of the Earth and 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and they've got the Nautilus in a pit down there. It's so cool. I love, that's my favorite area. They've got Atlantis, a whole area that's themed to The Little Mermaid, and when you go into King Trident's castle, there's an entire kids park in there with a bunch of different kids rides, 2 different types of playgrounds, a food place, gift place, and there's a theater where they like do something that's themed to The Little Mermaid. I don't know what they're saying because it's all in Japanese. I don't understand it very well. So unfortunately, unless it's anime, it goes right over my fucking head.
Wasn't a lot of point for you to sit and watch that show.
I've seen it. Well, I watched it the first time, and that was 7 years ago. So like, I don't fucking remember what happens in it.
Yeah.
There's a whole Indiana Jones area where they have a roller coaster that actually goes up and upside down, which is like unheard of for Disney parks. There's a ride for Sinbad, Like, do you know Sinbad? The whole tale of Sinbad.
Well, which one? Okay, is it he's like a pirate?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
He's a pirate, and he goes and steals treasure.
Not the 90s kid-friendly comedian, right?
No.
Or I guess he wasn't kid-friendly, but he became a kid star.
No, not that guy, but DreamWorks actually did a Sinbad movie before the Fox Animation.
No, that's a Mandela effect that you're thinking of.
No,
he didn't do that genie movie.
No, that was Shazam. And he did do Shazam.
I saw that in theaters.
I rented it.
Yeah.
So you can't do that to me because I know he did Shazam. Or was it Kazam? Sorry, Kazam, right?
It is Kazam.
I am Kazam. Yeah, exactly.
I just remember like he made it rain candy bars because that was one of the kids' wishes.
That's right, dude.
That's all I remember from that movie.
Oh, that shit, so good. But they added since we had been gone in the 7 years, they added a new area to Disney Sea, which is Fantasy Springs or whatever. And they've got this Frozen ride, this Tangled ride, and Peter Pan. Mm-hmm. And we didn't ride Peter Pan because neither me nor my wife are like big on him. And
is it the same ride that's here too?
No, that's the thing.
Oh.
All three of these rides are very different from what they're borrowed from. Like Tangled doesn't exist.
Yeah. And
the Peter Pan ride was a screen ride. And I've seen one screen. I've seen a million screens. I don't need to ride a fucking screen ride, with my limited time, especially when the wait was like 90 minutes,
Oof, yeah.
But Tangled has nothing. We don't have that in the States.
Yeah.
And the unfortunate thing is it was short, but the animatronics in there were like phenomenal. It was as if the art leapt off the screen and was physically there for you to touch. And the final sequence at the end is excellent. Like it is definitely like a awe moment. Like, holy shit, this is really impressive. But it was short and could have been longer. And we started off our day with that one. And so it was kind of like setting the tone. We're trying not to get discouraged. Like, oh shit, maybe this whole area fucking sucks. Who knows? And then we wrote a few other things. Last time we were there, there was a ride that my brother-in-law, Haley's brother, Brian, suggested that we go ride. He was like, there's nothing like this anywhere. And true, there's no other ride on the planet that is quite like Journey to the Center of the Earth. But when we went, it had been closed for 2 weeks.
Oh.
So we couldn't ride it.
Yeah.
So naturally we're like, it's the redemption. We're going to ride this ride. We get on it and dude, holy shit. It is so cool. Like it's very different from everything out there. And they've got this giant like alien insect animatronic at the end of the ride that like, oh man, it's so cool to watch it like move and shit. Like it's amazing. And then it goes really like fast. It's kind of like Test Track, but way better. I can't describe it to you, but even the line is like super inventive because they make you take elevators that makes you feel like you're going down.
Oh,
but you actually go up.
Yeah,
which was like. I just like neat little themes like that, like little tricks and whatnot. That's why the line for Rise of the Resistance always blows me away. But anyways, ride was great, having a good time. We pulled the trigger and tried to go ride their Frozen ride because I wanted to. We have one in Orlando. It sucks. It's awful. I rode it like maybe 10 times last year because my son always wanted to do it because he wanted to go see Olaf.
Yeah.
And the wait is always like traumatic how long it is. But Beijing got one and they had actual animatronics. Like ours has screens for faces. And so like theirs was the next iteration. And the Japanese one is hands down the best iteration. Like they made it look like Elsa was freezing things, like things came out of the ground. Fountains would turn and look frozen. The part at the end where her sister is frozen on the ice, like having her hand up and whatnot. There's a part in that where after everything is resolved, Anna unfreezes. But like the cool thing about it is the way that she's standing and her cape are up. So it looks like she was hit and she was in motion, but like is still. And they've got like blue projected on her, and then when she becomes unfrozen they take the projection away and her body relaxes and they make you think she's breathing and her cape even falls down. It's like how the fuck did they do this? Like, how did you make fabric stay there and whatnot? And of course, it's just like a metal rod.
Yeah.
It's very simple, but once again, it's this feat of this illusion that makes you think that they've pulled off some sort of magic right in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I love that shit, man. That
Yeah.
makes me so happy.
That's cool.
So, but yeah, that's what we did before we did the Star Wars thing.
What is what's the atmosphere like in Tokyo Disney? Like, is it crowded?
Yes.
Are people more polite about it and efficient in moving?
Yes.
At least,
Yeah. I would say that the Disneyland wasn't very crowded.
Yeah.
But the Beauty and the Beast ride was, because that's like that's the reason why you go there.
it's a big draw for
Exactly.
that park. Okay.
But the people who are running the park are incredibly efficient, and
Yeah.
they rely on you, the customer, to like understand that cutting in line is incredibly rude.
Yeah.
And so like they've got lines where there's no barriers between the two, and you're just like walking next to each other and then spinning around and walk, like anybody could jump if they wanted to.
Right. Right.
And it'd be
But that is extremely taboo in
Yeah.
Japan, is my understanding.
Yeah.
Like if I'm working off of like a stereotype here, like I'm sorry, but like my understanding is like, for the most part, people are very orderly and
Yes.
civil when it comes to organizing in public and stuff there.
Yeah, you try to stay out of everybody's way. You try to follow the rules. Nothing
Right.
crazy like that. I will say that if you do run into somebody, I would say "excuse me" in Japanese, but I didn't always get that back.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that was like it. When it came to specifically lines,
Yeah.
and waiting and being polite and being getting politeness back to you, that was definitely the way.
Yeah. And I say that being from a state where like people are super fucking rude and take advantage of everything, and
100%.
you're afraid to say anything back because you might get shot.
Yeah, well, what's funny is the way that they do lines for planes is way more efficient than what we do.
Oh yeah,
They
I
have
bet.
the whole ground crew is there, and when they're like maybe 5 minutes before they do boarding, they'll all line up with a number, and your boarding group gets in line. And then they have people check your passes while they're waiting. And then when your group is up, you go into the thing. And there's no crowding around the portal to go. Yeah, like
it makes no sense to me. The
No.
way we fucking do things now.
yeah,
It's so disgusting. Like every time I've gone to the airport, like it seems like it was worse than the last time I went. And I'm like,
Yeah.
how are we getting worse about this?
I don't know, man.
And
but
I've
like,
only flown post 9/11, but like,
yeah,
it only seems to be getting worse.
no, for real. It's crazy. Like going from seeing that, both going to there and then coming from there. Going to and coming from, and then going to Hawaii. And like the plane that we were riding on in Hawaii to Texas was, one of these giant planes, and it was overbooked.
Yeah.
And like everybody was standing at the fucking portal, even though their group was not going to be getting called for a while.
Yeah.
And it's just like, dude, could you get the fuck out of the way?
Seriously, like you're not getting on there any faster.
Yeah.
I hate too when the plane lands and people immediately start standing up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, buddy, what the fuck? You'll get off when you get off. Like,
Yeah.
chill out, man.
No, I agree. And
Yeah.
that's usually me too. Cause I fly to and from places at work.
Yeah.
The only time where I'm like real sketch about it is if my connecting is in like half an hour and
Yeah.
I got to get the fuck
Right.
onto the next plane, or
I've also been in the situation where like I'm tired of sitting. I got to stand up just to stretch.
Oh yeah. Stand up. Yeah. Of course.
But I've been in the situation where I've had someone standing up behind me and we're like trying to get me to move. And I'm like, buddy, it's going row by row.
Yeah,
I can't
like-
make that any faster.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
It's very silly.
I want to get my bag down so that I have it in my hand for when I do need to leave.
Right.
And like people are just standing up in the fucking way. And I'm like,
Yeah.
if you would just sit down, I could crawl around you, get my bag, and then I can be ready to go when our row is up.
Exactly.
I've been in that situation a couple of times, and it's
No, I understand.
infuriating.
Yeah, I get it. So that they do things differently as far as that goes.
Yeah.
Very much like the line is sacred, and that's something that is sacred to me as a person who goes to theme parks all the time. And like,
Same, yeah.
dude, I've seen people fucking cut, and it makes me go bananas.
Happened to me at Universal. I was standing waiting for something, and then all of a sudden people just started swooping in. And if they see one person does it, more people think they can do it.
Exactly.
And so I just walk away because nothing is that important to me there anyway.
No, yeah.
Because I'm like, if this line's going to be bad enough, I've lost interest in it, you know?
Yeah. So, but yeah, the first 3 days in Tokyo were great. I know I glossed over like the locations that we went to in Harajuku and Shibuya and whatnot, but like a really cool thing that me and my wife happened upon was we'd been to the Meiji Shrine before in Harajuku. Okay. And that is where the emperor, one of the emperors in the 1600s, like it was 1650. Yeah. He, I guess, brought in trades outside of Japan.
Was he one of the first ones to open up international trading, I guess, when Japan was very isolationist?
I want to say that was already Ieyasu Tokugawa or one of his descendants, but I could be wrong. I do know that their Renaissance period started in 1605 when Ieyasu Tokugawa gained the shogunate, but he was not the emperor. He was the shogun. Meiji, I guess, revolutionized the sake trade, and that's what he exported, and that brought wealth into Japan. And so, like, they have a bunch of sake barrels there, and also like old rare wines that they got from different European countries. And so he's buried there, his wife's buried there. They have like a whole temple and whatnot. And we just happened upon a ceremony. A bunch of priests came and walked from, I guess, where they live to the temple, did a purification ritual outside of it, and then they went into the temple, and I think they were blessing a class, because it looked like you couldn't get up and see because like there was a big gate that's, you know, locks everybody out of this courtyard. Yeah. And then beyond the courtyard was like the main hall of this large temple. And I saw, like, you couldn't get up close to it because there were like police there telling people to be quiet or how about you go away, you know, sort of thing. I'm like, I didn't, and I'm a guest in their country, so I'm not trying to you know, fuck around and disturb people. I'm trying to be respectful. But what I could see was a bunch of young people in black, what looked like school outfits, school jackets, and I think they were being blessed or preyed upon, and that was really cool. And then I didn't get to walk around Meiji that much the first time that I went, so me and Haley, you know, walked the grounds and whatnot. It was really nice. And then we went back and did shopping. Cool. Yeah, Harajuku is like a big shopping area, man. We bought so much shit. I got scammed actually on so Takashita Street is the main drag. That's where like all the places are, and Haley was in all the shops are really tiny, and I'm wearing a backpack because I'm the pack mule, right? So like I don't want to be in there bumping against people, you know, hitting the sumimasen and whatnot.
I know the feeling.
Exactly. So I'm standing outside, and this old lady comes up, and she's holding this gold thing. I'm like, what the fuck is this? So like, I went to go, like, she's handing it to me, so I went to grab it to read it, and as I'm going to grab it, she slides a fucking beaded.
Whoa, they do that in Japan.
They do that in
I've
Japan,
seen them in like Spain and Italy.
Dude, I like the same thing happened to me in Jamaica when me and Haley went on the honeymoon, and I was like, I don't have money, and so she took the stuff away. And I was like, thank God. Yeah. But this lady, you know, wrapped a thing around my wrist, like a beaded thing around my wrist, and then I'm like, whoa, okay, what? I was like, oh, I know what's happening here. And she's like, any donation, anything works. And I wanted to give her, because I had a $20 bill in my pocket, and I'm like, take this because you can't fucking spend it here. But I ended up giving her.
She could just take it to a bank.
I know. I didn't have any change in my pocket. So
it's probably worth 10 yen now.
Yeah, I gave her fucking 1,000 yen, which is like roughly $8 or $9.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I was like, here, take this, please go away. And then I was like so fucking embarrassed. Like I hid it. You know, I put it in my backpack and shit, but like, the fucking OG-sama fucking showed up and was like, damn, take this shit. And then, no shit, dude, when we were in Honolulu, there was a guy that was doing the same fucking thing with the fucking beads and everything. And I was like, nah, your cousin already got me, dude. Fuck off. Get out of here. But
one of the oldest tourist scams in the book, man.
And she was old, dude. She was old as hell.
Yeah.
I was like, man, go bother someone else.
Okay. Did you visit, and I'm sorry if I butcher this, Kabukicho? Kabukicho. And there's an umlaut over there.
I don't believe so. Can I see the spelling real quick? Kabukicho.
Kabukicho. Okay. It is the inspiration for Kamurocho in the Yakuza games. It is where the Sega developers are located, and it's why they set all the Yakuza games in that city.
So
part of Tokyo. I guess.
No, I've never been there, but
Okay.
I went to the red light district of Tokyo, which I believe is in Shinjuku, if I'm not mistaken. Because it wasn't this time; it was last time.
Okay.
Because the robot restaurant that does like
Oh.
this like robot performance thing there is in the same thing, and some guy asked me if I wanted a sexy massage or a blowjob, and I was like, no, man, I'm good. And he kind of like just stared at me like, why? But yeah, I've been to a place like that, but no,
Okay.
I've not been anywhere where I think Yakuza has been inspired by.
Well, I mainly mean like the games Yakuza.
Right. No,
are set in this part of Tokyo.
Gotcha.
And my understanding is like all the games are set in that same part of the city.
Yeah.
And so like once you learn the layout of the city, you kind of know
you can
the
actually
layout
go
of all. Yeah. And apparently, Courtney has read that like it's almost 1-to-1. So like you kind of know your way around when you go there. And people have said like it is such a cool experience because you've played the game so much. And then you go to the real place and you're like, oh my God, I recognize these landmarks, you know?
So I'll say this. I've never played Yakuza,
Yeah.
and I know for a fact I've not been to that part of Tokyo. However, I recently played Assassin's Creed Shadows. I believe that actually is part of the reason why we didn't link up is because I spent like 2 weeks playing that game like hardcore.
Yeah.
And that game takes place on the east coast of Japan near Osaka and Kyoto and all that stuff. Well, I went to Kyoto on my first trip, and there is a bamboo forest and this really long bridge that that you can take to get to Hashirama Mountain, which is like a mountain with a bunch of monkeys on it.
Yeah.
And in Shadows,
Is that where you can bathe with them?
yes.
Okay,
No.
yeah.
No. I don't. When we went, I didn't
Yeah.
see anything like that.
Okay.
But we did take like a long ass hike up that mountain, and it's the same type of monkeys.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't see any hot springs or anything.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But yeah, I went to the bamboo forest in Assassin's Creed Shadows. I
Nice.
went across the bridge. It was crazy. It was like,
Yeah,
holy
yeah.
fuck, this is 1500s Japan.
Yeah.
And like they're still here. That's
Not much has
crazy.
changed.
No,
yeah.
not much has changed.
That's
It's
awesome.
really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had that moment when I was playing the game, but
Yeah.
not the opposite. Not yet.
Yeah. Right. I highly recommend Yakuza. Start with Yakuza 0.
Oh yeah, I've heard they're crazy games. I
Yeah.
just hit it again. I can't believe I just fucking hit the goddamn thing. They are crazy games.
They're wildly fun.
Yeah, there's like
Lots of crazy mini games.
mini-games.
Yeah, exactly. I got really into pocket racing
That's
on
wild.
Yakuza 0 because you're like, and you learn about all these new subcultures and stuff in Japan, but like
Yeah.
one of them is like they literally just like train these little go-kart miniature cars and like buy different parts and motors and wheels and like spend so much money like perfecting it. Man, it was so cool. I loved it.
Yeah. Oh shit! I just found out.
Uh-oh.
Jared,
What happened?
it is in Kabuchiko,
Oh,
the robot restaurant. It's permanently closed because.
okay. So you have been to the area.
Yeah, I have been there. I have been there.
Okay.
Okay, that was last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 2018.
20. Yeah, it was 2018.
Okay. Yeah.
That's crazy, man. I never would have
Yeah.
guessed. Yeah, it was. There's stores everywhere.
Yeah.
It's wild. This place is permanently closed because I don't know if you know this, but the dude who owned it was a Nazi sympathizer. We didn't
Uh-oh.
find that out until like 2021?
So that's got to be like a thing in Japan, but like not Nazis necessarily, but like
Imperialism.
Axis. Yeah, imperialist,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
It's not like huge, but
But there's
groups do
probably
exist.
like closeted like fascists there that are
Yeah.
like, man, Axis Japan was the best, kind of shit.
They say it was COVID-19, but I know that the guy had ties. Like
Right. Well, there's probably a death knell,
yeah,
one leading to the other kind of thing.
It's true.
Because the COVID did kill a lot of restaurants, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah.
that was a wild dude. That was a crazy time, man.
That's crazy shit.
Uh,
Yeah. It's a good thing you went when you did, because like if you had waited 2 more years, you would have had to wait till now to be your first trip.
yeah, isn't that crazy?
Very fortuitous. Yeah.
It is. It is.
We,
fortuitous.
God, yeah, we had a trip to New York like planned for like the week COVID hit.
Oh,
And
no shit.
I had to cancel it
Oh, that sucks.
because like work didn't want me to go,
yeah,
and all the things we were going to do were getting canceled. And
Right.
it was like such a perfect storm, and it added to my anxiety about everything. It was so wild.
I kind of remember. Not to like, let's talk about COVID.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like, same thing kind of happened. We had a friend down from Jacksonville, and we were going to go to Disney, and then we definitely did not do that.
Yeah.
And we ended up watching Tiger King the whole weekend.
God, so did everybody back then. I feel
Yeah.
like, yeah. I remember walking down the street from work with my wife, and talking about how St. Patrick's Day was coming up. And there's an Irish bar that we were passing, and I was like, I bet they're not even going to be able to be open.
Nope.
Because like they're going to shut everything down.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's exactly what happened.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy shit. A couple other things that we did. So when we went to Shibuya, there's like a Pokemon Center there that has like a Mewtwo in a tube.
Yeah, I've seen videos of it.
Fucking cool. So cool.
Oh my god.
There's a Nintendo store there, so they had like a bunch of...
the World of Nintendo store. I didn't even think of that.
Dude.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was so cool. They had like... I've got pictures and I can show you later, but like they had a bunch of different statues from their different properties, and then you could actually buy miniature versions of them and take them home. We didn't, obviously, because we were trying to travel like really light.
Yeah.
Because it was our first day, and we hadn't even been to the Star Wars thing yet.
Oh man. Well, next time you go, I'm going to give you a list and money, and then you just ship stuff back.
That works, man. We are planning to go back in like 7 years.
Yeah.
Our son will be hopefully respectful enough to not bother anybody while we're traveling and whatnot. That's like,
I bet he'll be old enough.
Yeah, he should be. But yeah, this isn't our last time going. But yeah, so we went to Shibuya. That was really cool. And then we went into Akihabara. And we didn't play any video games because there's a big 7-story arcade that's actually connected to a store that I don't know what that was, but it's connected to a store that has like a bunch of different levels of memorabilia. So they had like a bunch of anime statues on the first floor, a bunch of video game properties in the second one. There was like mecha. It was really cool. Like as a person who loves giant robots and video games and all that stuff, the store was cool as shit. But once again, I had a full backpack. It was cramped as fuck. Like I felt like I was bumping into people, and it was also towards the end of the day, and I just did not have the stamina to do arcade stuff.
Right.
But the main reason why we went to Akihabara is there is a Warhammer cafe there.
Yeah.
And if you are a Warhammer person like me, these cafes are like a big deal because they kind of go all out. They usually have like props or big dioramas. They just have more stuff, and they have themed food.
Yeah.
So I get there, and the dioramas are really cool. They have like 5 different bookcases with like glass tops filled with the models that were painted by the people who go to the store. And man, some of these guys are fantastic artists. But there was a downside. For whatever reason, the cafe was closed. Couldn't get any themed food, which like really sucked because I was hungry.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get a shirt there, and the only size they had was extra small. And that would have fit my kid for like another year.
Yeah.
Because like their shirt sizes are not size fat ass like us Americans.
They're not Americanized.
Yeah, exactly. So that was a bit of a bummer. I ended up getting nothing from there except taking a bunch of pictures. But I did get a picture of a model I'd seen online a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
One of their guys. There's, not to bore you, there's a character in the game that I really like. He's in a mech. He's got a giant sword, and they did one of those anime poses with him cutting through a tank, and the tank is like split in half.
Yeah.
And he's like on the front of it. And I'd seen it online. I was like, wow, that's so cool. And I didn't think I was going to see the actual model there. I was like, oh, this is fucking awesome. So like seeing the art was fantastic. Like that was great. That made the trip worth it. I just wish I could have brought something home, Yeah. But yeah, and then we did a little bit more shopping, then we went home. I had I only had one meal that day, and it was a big fucking bowl of ramen. And that, oh my God, dude, when I'm telling you, like, I was home, dude. Like, that thing had me full the entire day until like maybe 8:30 at night.
I want ramen so bad now.
It's so good. And it was like, it was the perfect thing. Like, we had walked past it as we were leaving the Meiji Shrine, and it was like, this is ramen. We've got an English speaking guy. We have an English language menu. And it's in Harajuku. It's it'll be open at noon. I'm like, fuck yeah, that's everything that I want. So we walked past there on the way to go to Shibuya, and I got this big fucking bowl of pork tonkatsu. My God, I was full all day. It was so good.
That's exactly what I get from Sabu here too.
Yeah, dude, it healed my fucking soul, man.
Yeah.
It was so good.
There's something about just like a good bowl of ramen, man.
Yeah.
God damn.
And udon too. Like me and Haley got udon on Friday, in between the Star Wars stuff and whatnot, and like that udon was fantastic. It was like hole in the wall, you know. Like it was It was such a hole in the wall that one of the people came out to us specifically and was like, "We don't take credit cards," and we're like, "That's okay. We have cash.
Yeah.
It's all good." But it was really fun.
That's
and
cool.
funny. Yeah.
I watch a lot of okay, so this is a tangent, but like you mentioned,
we're doing tangents.
that's the
tangent
episode, baby.
Yeah.
You mentioned about like Asian shirt sizes, like not conforming to American sizes.
Yeah.
I order like a lot of clothes from this Chinese website that makes like American military like inspired clothes.
Yeah.
And so they make like World War II era like military fatigues.
Oh, that's cool.
So they're like really well made and like incredibly cheap by like American price standards.
Right.
Not
anymore, baby.
But I know I'm really worried it's going to disappear, or at least I won't be able to buy from them for like a year or two, or until somebody does the thing. Somebody please do the thing. Anyway, I need my treats, please. Somebody do the thing.
Yeah,
I feel like when enough people get their treats taken away, someone's going to do the thing.
Dude, the treat rights will rise.
If you get between America and their treats, things are going to go bad. That's why we never mind. That's why a lot of foreign wars America has gotten involved in the last few decades. Anyway, I am an XL in most things here in America, and that means when I order from this Chinese website, I need to order triple XL, and they maybe might fit me.
I made that mistake my first time going there, and like I only bought one item of clothing this time because I knew better.
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure I still got a size wrong, but we will see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got a medium there, and dude, the moment that I washed it, it did not fucking fit me, and I was like, no, this shirt's so fucking cool. Fuck.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah. It is what it is.
Yeah. Oh man. Another tangent though.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of videos of people that go shopping in Tokyo.
Yeah.
And like that's their whole thing.
Yeah.
And there's like this subgenre of people that go like card shopping. They go to card stores all over Tokyo.
You're talking about like a Pokemon and
yes.
Yeah.
And they just look for rare cards and they like walk through the display cases, point at stuff, and the shop worker will like pull all the cards and then go through them with them, and then they decide if they want it or not because based on the condition, I guess, because they're all used.
Yeah.
Wild shit. I don't even know the card game that much to know what I'm looking at, but like it's just cool to watch.
Yeah, I actually went to a card store in Akihabara. I went to Harureya, which is Haley pointed out. I didn't catch this. It's Hallelujah.
Okay.
Yeah. Harureya is famous for magic specifically.
Okay.
And like even on the poster outside, and the poster in the elevator, it says we are a magic only shop.
Wow.
That's all we do.
Yeah.
They have a what roughly amounts to $65 thing where you buy a pack of only rares, and then the last card in there is like a random card that lets you pick a rare from a different type of section. Some people have like walked away with hundreds of dollars worth of stuff.
Yeah.
And if I wasn't so fucking tired, because I got in there at like 6 o'clock and I was like, I'm so fucking tired. I'm just going to get the things that I was going to get for my brother-in-law, Jack, and I'm going to get the fuck out of here. I don't want to haggle. And like, I should have stayed. I should have talked to the guy behind the counter because like, he knew English. This wasn't going to be a hard thing to do. I just didn't want to bother them. I was like, I'm done.
And you were probably just mentally exhausted from the day.
I was, because I'd been on my feet for 11 hours.
Yeah.
So I didn't do it, but when we go back, I'm going to do Akihabara first and definitely go do it. But they've got some really cool card shit in Akihabara. I
also watch YouTube videos of guys that will people that will explore Japanese thrift stores.
Oh, cool.
And they're just like, they're not like American thrift stores where they're just full of shit.
Yeah.
Like broken trash.
Yeah.
It's
Here,
like,
you throw this away.
It's actually like really good vintage electronics, collectibles. Like it's incredible. And some of the stuff is still in the box. You know, like it's just been that well taken care of. And like guys will find people, I keep gendering them. And when I say guys, I don't always.
No, women can be guys.
I refer to my wife and daughter as guys.
So do I.
But I digress.
Yeah.
I saw one where literally a guy found a PS2, like one of the rarest colorways, like still in the box.
Oh, wow.
At a Japanese thrift store. And like that shit is so cool to me.
It is cool.
I would love to do that shit.
Dude, I think that if you do ever go, Akihabara is like your jam.
Oh, I'd be there all day. I'd be like, why would I go anywhere else? Like, I'll see a shrine, but like, I'm going to be hitting all these shops, man.
Yeah.
Like, this is like, it's like pennies on the dollar, and like, it's stuff I can't find in America, you know? And if you do, it's like way overpriced. It's
of course
being sold by some nerd that knows it's worth like, you know, way more on eBay. So he's selling it for the eBay price, you know? And it's like, well, then why would I come here, man? I can go on eBay and get it.
I know, right? But yeah, it's funny that you mentioned like, I wouldn't do too much shrine or
I'm
historical
so
shit.
Weird and introverted though, and
it's okay. It's okay because like I only did the one, and it was only because it was right there. Like I wanted to go last time that I went.
Yeah,
we went to oh my god, what is the castle name? There's a castle in Tokyo that's name is going over my head right now, but it's right. It's
Takeshi's castle.
Yeah, it's Takeshi's castle. I wanted to go there so bad and get run over by the boulder.
Yeah.
And I wanted Gay to comment on it. Gay Ladouche, right?
I think that was it. Yeah. For listeners that don't know, this was a Japanese show that got sent over to America, and it was translated as Most Extreme Elimination Challenge, and it would air on Spike TV. And it was like it was what all of the ABC, like The Floor is Lava, and like they have a million shows that are ripping it off now.
Oh yeah.
But this was like the original.
Yeah.
And of course it was like completely redubbed with like new jokes, and like nothing made sense.
I watched the fuck out of that. I loved it. It was so good.
My parents and I loved that shit. That was back when Spike TV was good.
Good, yeah.
That was when they were like, what are we making? I don't fucking know, man. Let's make the Power Rangers
guys
of like, what are those shows called?
Sentai Rangers?
No. The like American Ninja Warrior kind of thing. It's like a contestants running an obstacle course.
Yeah,
kind
obstacle
of thing.
course shows.
Yeah, like that. But they're just so goofy and fun. You know?
They were fun. But yeah, the Southern Gate is where Hattori Hanzo is buried. And if anybody knows me, they know that Hattori Hanzo is my favorite historical figure. I love him. I want to be like him. Last time I sought out his grave so that I could go see it for myself. And I wanted to go again this time, but the stars did not align, unfortunately. The last day that we were there kind of got crazy, and we just ended up spending the whole day at the airport.
Yeah,
which was the right call. But we wanted to go to the Sky Tree in Shinjuku, and I wanted to go to Hattori Hanzo's grave and pay my respects. But that's just gonna have to be next time. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's dude, you can do so much there. There's just so much. You can like, you know, be shopping and then take a corner, and out of nowhere there's, you know, an old house that has been there for forever. Like, dude, Kyoto was all like that. I didn't even realize that I had walked past the remains of Oda Nobunaga's one of his
ambitions.
houses. Yeah, exactly. What was that?
The remains of his ambitions.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
sorry.
It's crazy how even to this day Nobunaga's grip. I keep hitting the fucking thing.
I know.
Oda Nobunaga still has his grip on the Japanese culture.
Yeah.
I actually watched a movie flying over there that was like, Japan's dealing with COVID, so what do we do to save Japan? Well, we're gonna bring back a bunch of historical figures to lead them into a new era. And it was like, so Tokugawa, Hideyoshi, two of Tokugawa's descendants, one of the emperors, and Nobunaga. And of course, Nobunaga and
is this an anime?
No.
Oh.
It's a live action movie.
Does one of them become a DJ?
no, but that's tight.
That's something else I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Sorry. I think that's an anime that I heard about.
That's okay.
Where they bring back this like ruler, or no, it's a ruler, and he ends up finding a passion. You know, like he gets brought into the modern day, and he finds
like,
a passion for DJing.
That's tight.
Yeah, and he's like,
that.
I no longer want to conquer my enemies. I want to drop sick beats. Yeah,
that's so cool.
I need to figure out what that was. Damn it,
it's tight as fuck. But yeah, man, I love Japan. I love the people. They're very nice. They're polite. They do the best that they can, dealing with foreigners that have no idea. Like I know bits and pieces.
You're trying really hard not to be like an obnoxious American, basically.
Yeah, but the moment that here's the thing, man, I'm so fucking lazy. The moment that I know that they can understand me, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm pointing at stuff. I am 2 years old now, and I'm going to point at
You're
what
dropping
I
the
want.
barrier. There's no more facade of me being polite.
No,
Like,
I'll be like, this kudasai, please. This one. Arigato gozaimasu. Thank you. I'll fucking hit him with the double, you know? Like, it's so bad. But it's hard. It's really difficult, you know? Like, being in someone else's country and not knowing shit. Like, I know so many little Japanese phrases, and all of that goes out the fucking window the moment I'm trying to have a conversation with one of these, you know, one of them. And it's just like, I don't want to be rude. I don't want to mispronounce something. I'm sorry. I'm stupid. Let me just point at the thing. And they're all very nice about it.
Could you interact with your phone where it's translating for you at the same time? Okay.
I actually had one conversation like that.
Okay.
We were in
because I know it's progressed to the point where like it can be real time now.
It can. So what happened was in Shibuya, we went a floor underneath the Nintendo store, and we found a pop-up store that was like a Kuromi from the Hello Kitty universe, the Sanrio universe.
Okay,
it was like a collaboration of that and like Japanese wear. And one of the workers there reeled Haley in, and so she was trying on an outfit, and the other one was talking to me, and he was like maybe 23, very energetic, and really wanted to talk to me. And he was like, so where have you been? Where are you going? You know, and I told him like, you know, we've been here, we've been there, you know, we've been here before and whatnot. And he's like, are you going to Osaka? And I was like, not this trip, but the next one. And he's like, oh, I'm from there. And he was like, I'm going to give you this. He's like, I'm going to airdrop this to you. Oh, and it was like a coffee store that he used to go to when he was a teenager.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was asking him questions, and he was like, oh, I'm sorry. I only know Japanglish. So my English is not very good. I was like, that's okay. Watch. And I pulled out the fucking thing and I typed out what I wanted to ask him. And we had a conversation. It was really cool. And he was so excited to talk to us. And then he realized that we were there for Star Wars, and he's like, hold on. And he showed us a picture of his old room in Osaka, and it was filled to the brim with Star Wars posters from the sequel trilogy.
Wow.
That's his trilogy.
Yeah, that was coming out when he was a kid.
You know? And I'm like, oh, that's so cool. He's like, you should come with us. He's like, I've got to work here, unfortunately. And we wanted to pack him up in our bag and take him home with us. He was so nice.
Yeah.
Such a cool kid. And like, he asked where we ate, and I was like, oh, we ate at this ramen place. And he's like, which one? And so I pulled out my receipts. I don't know. I can't remember the name.
Yeah. And
he read it. He's like, oh, yeah, that's really cool. Which one of you is vegetarian? Because Haley got the vegetarian thing. And I was like, oh, my wife is. And he goes, there's a great tofu place in Ebisu, which was the next town over from where we were staying in Iyarasu. Mm-hmm. And he suggested it to us. Like he airdropped me the location and whatnot. And if we wanted to go get a vegetarian meal, me and Haley could have gone. And it was all because of the kindness of this guy.
Dang.
Very cool, man. I love the interactions with the people of the country. They've always been very nice, very accommodating.
Yeah.
When they don't need to be, you know. It was really cool. It was very cool.
Awesome, man. Yeah. Is that it before Star Wars?
Do you want to talk about Star Wars? Yeah, that's basically it. Do you want to talk about Star Wars?
Let's get into it, baby.
Yeah, man. Star Wars Celebration was fucking crazy, dude. Like, it was insane. The first day we went, it was on a Friday, and it was like a completely different experience. Me and my wife are con goers. I know you've been to a couple of the cons and conventions here in Florida. None of those compare.
No, I assume.
Yeah.
I was going to say, but nothing at this scale, I bet.
No.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
I've never been to like Comic-Con, you know, like proper and shit like that, where it's like half press conference, half fan convention kind of thing, you know. Yeah.
Like there was a line for the official store for Celebration, and it was like 3 hours long. You know, it was
shop.
Always full. Always full, dude. We walked past it like multiple times, and it was never not like 6 lanes of crisscrossing. It was crazy. When we first got in, because it took us a while to get in. When we first got in, Hayden Christensen was on the main stage, and they were talking about, you know, Revenge of the Sith.
Everywhere lately.
Exactly.
Right yeah. I've seen him popping up in theaters for the show.
Yeah, spinning in lightsabers and shit and going crazy. You know, everybody's cheering for him because he's finally getting the recognition he deserves. I will say this. I think he's a great guy. Yeah. I do like Hayden Christensen as a person. He can't fucking act. I hate to say it. He can't.
It's not his fault.
It's not his fault. He just wasn't born with the Riz, and that's okay. He's a very, very kind and nice person, and he did not deserve the hate that he got. But you can still critique and understand he's not a great actor, and that's okay. You don't have to be, but the crowd was so fucking massive to hear what he was having to say about Revenge of the Sith and all this other stuff, and then it turned out, hey, it was his birthday that day, so we all sang happy birthday to him. Like Haley's got a recording of us all singing happy birthday to Hayden Christensen. So sweet. Didn't think that was ever going to happen, you know. And it was really cool. That was a cool thing. And then like cutting through the crowd was insane. Trying to see all the different booths, trying to like get into different stores and whatnot. Yeah, it was nuts, man. This shit was crowded as fuck. But they had some really neat things there. Like there was a whole booth that was dedicated to the Star Wars Visions show, which is like anime inspired, because you know George Lucas has famously said that he was inspired by Kurosawa films. And so in turn, anime inspired by Japan or by Star Wars, inspired by Japanese cinema. It's like poetry. It rhymes. I wasn't going to get out of this one without saying that.
Of course.
But they had like props from some of the episodes and whatnot. And even like the Hasbro exclusive figure was the Ronin and his little R2D2 R2 unit with the straw hat from one of the episodes. I bought it. Like, I could not. It was super cool. So we saw that. We only did one panel that day. We missed the Mandalorian panel where they carted out Ryan Gosling and made him say "I fly" for this Starfighter movie. So yeah, we missed that. I didn't even know Ryan Gosling was going to be there.
It was a surprise announcement. Yeah. So this is the Sean Levy Star Wars movie.
Yes. I fly.
Do we have any expectations for this?
I have zero expectations. It's here's the thing, man. It comes out in 2 years, 2027, if I'm not mistaken.
It feels soon, but yeah.
I believe it's 2027. Before we get that, we'll get this Mandalorian movie, and I honestly think that...
Oh, yeah, that's been in the works forever, yeah.
I think that if the Mandalorian movie sucks, which it has every potential to, because Dave Filoni is a TV guy. He's I know. He's honest. He's stated it. He knows his limitations.
And I lost interest in Mandalorian.
I haven't.
A couple of seasons ago.
I haven't. I still enjoy watching it. It's trying to explore and explain bits and pieces from the sequel trilogy that definitely needed it. So I'm interested in seeing what happens. It's got Sigourney Weaver in it. I like Pedro Pascal.
Okay, so Sean Levy.
Yeah.
What do you think of when you hear his name?
Isn't that Eugene Levy's kid?
Oh fuck. Is it? I don't think so.
Who's his son that acts?
Oh, you're thinking of the guy from the show with him.
Schitt's Creek.
Yeah, the guy from Schitt's Creek.
Yeah, what's his name? Doesn't he
direct? It is something Levy.
Yeah, doesn't he?
Adam Levy, maybe?
Yeah, I think so. He does TV too. Like he's starting to do directorial stuff. Yeah, he's starting to do stuff.
I don't.
You don't think Sean Levy is his kid? There's a good probability he is, because I know one of those kids directs.
Dan Levy is who you're thinking of.
Oh, okay.
Not related.
Too many.
Sean Levy, not related to Eugene.
Okay.
But Dan Levy is who we were thinking of from Schitt's Creek.
Gotcha.
Okay. Anyway, Sean Levy is the director of such hit films as Deadpool and Wolverine.
That's right.
All the Light That We Cannot See, the TV show. He did 8 episodes of Stranger Things. He did Free Guy.
Okay.
Night at the Museum. The Internship. Real Steel. I know that's a personal favorite of yours.
Yeah. Actually, no, hold on. Don't you dare besmirch Real Steel.
I've never seen it.
Oh, it's so good. Dude, hold on. You want a good dad-kid movie?
Yeah.
Real Steel fucking rules. It's so good.
He also did Date Night.
Okay, that's a good one. Yeah, I know you like Date Night.
He did all the Night at Museums.
Okay.
He did a Beyonce music video.
Cool.
The Pink Panther reboot with
oh yeah, Hamburger.
Hamburger. Yeah. Oh yeah, I needed cheaper to buy the dozen too. So yeah, he's done things. Some good, some bad, some in between.
I'll tell you this: Deadpool and Wolverine was probably the hardest I laughed in theaters last year. I did enjoy it.
How many comedies did you see last year? You don't see a lot of comedies.
No, you're right. Okay, hold on. Let me say in a while. How about that? In a while.
You don't watch comedies, period.
Shut the fuck up. I do. Fuck off, dude. I'm watching the fucking the studio right now. I rewatched like 3 episodes yesterday when I was working.
Of the studio?
The studio, yeah. That's
But
comedy.
it's not like a...
It's a comedy show. It's the same thing. I love Tim
but it's
Robinson.
a comedy like The Bear is a comedy, right?
No. It is a straight up comedy. You need to watch it.
Okay. I will.
Being a fucking film nerd,
I like to wait until the season's
I
over,
know.
though, to jump on it.
It's good. It's good.
The rehearsal season 2 is only on like episode 2, right?
Yeah.
I can't believe it's already like everyone's talking about it. And I'm like, chill out, people. I need to wait.
He's crazy.
I couldn't stand making my way for the season 1 of that because it was so cringy.
Dude, I live for it. But I do like the movies. Some of the movies that you mentioned, like Real Steel, a personal favorite of
That's
mine.
the thing. Some good, some bad. You know.
Yeah, but like, okay, so they got a guy that they can bully. That's what that tells me. As the studio got a guy
that
pushover.
they can.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
But he made one of like
Disney is never going to hire another Ryan Johnson or what have you, a visionary that is making their own style.
You know what's
movie.
funny? We do need to do.
I think that's why the Patty Jenkins Rogue Squadron movie is never going to happen, and I'm pissed off about that.
Yeah,
too.
unfortunately, that's the really unfortunate because I do love the Rogue Squadron games. I know that's not what it was going to be, but
but whatever it was going to be, I was like, it's going to be good.
Good, yeah.
And I will defend Wonder Woman 2. I think it was fine, but...
No, Wonder Woman 2 was bad. The first one was fantastic. The second one was not good. And Gal
Gadot is horrible.
Yeah, Gal Gadot can't fucking act. It is what it is. Whatever. Fuck. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say
Pedro Pascal. No, you can't do this.
Yeah, Pedro. No,
she's like Tommy Wiseau
can't.
like levels of acting.
It was so bad. No, but what I was gonna say is like Deadpool and Wolverine was the shot in the arm that the Marvel films needed because it was like they weren't doing that good, and that was a surprise hit. It was fun and it was funny, and I know that this movie isn't going to be rated R, but hey, Ryan Gosling flies, and it's going to have starships in it.
Now.
He flies now, and I'm gonna see it. Like that's the thing is like it's not hard to get my ass in a seat for something that I love, and I think that's what they're banking on. It is what it is. I don't know. I don't care. I'm gonna fucking see it. Watch it suck. I won't be shocked. I won't be.
Did you go to the Mandalorian and Grogu panel?
So that's what we missed, and that's actually my biggest complaint about this con. And it might not even be the convention; it might actually be Japanese culture, and we're going to get to that. But you could reserve spots. It didn't cost you anything, but you could reserve spots for free.
So
and
you're fast passing it.
Exactly. And
R.I.P. those things.
Those reservations would go out immediately.
Yeah.
I had no idea. So even if we had showed up early, we weren't going to get in. It was just point blank, we weren't going to get in. They had a second hall that was streaming what was happening in the other hall, and that would get sold out too. So that first day, the only thing that we saw, because the only thing that made a difference to me was, other than the Mandalorian thing, was a talk about Skeleton Crew, which was a show that came out earlier this year. It was like The Goonies meets First Encounters of the Third Kind, or whatever. E.T. What was it? Treasure Planet or Treasure Island, things like that. And it was a really good original show. I loved it. The kids were great. The story was really fun. Jude Law was excellent in it. And it was the Doug Chang, I believe, who had been working with ILM since the prequels. And he talked about like the different philosophies of the design of the environments, the ships, the creatures, the robots, and things like that. And that was fun. That was nice. But you really didn't learn much past that. I did get to see Pedro Pascal and Dave Filoni come out on stage after, like it was like half an hour after the panel ended.
Yeah.
And they talked a few other things about the new movie that's coming out, but nothing crazy. Pedro Pascal was wearing some fucking crazy, like he had these long ass boots on and then these tiny shorts. So you could see like an inch of thigh skin.
Yeah.
He was being a silly little man. We did see John Favreau.
Did his t-shirt say like "fuck J.K. Rowling"?
No, but I wish it did. No, that was like a couple days later.
Yeah.
But yeah, we also walked by and ended up seeing John Favreau and Sigourney Weaver giving an interview up there, which is really cool because I love Sigourney Weaver. I used to watch the Alien movies a ton.
Get away
as a
from
kid.
her, you bitch. Yeah,
exactly. And like both her and my mom had the same hairstyle, so like my 4-year-old brain couldn't comprehend the two. So for a brief moment there, I thought she was my mom, which was really weird.
My mom also had that hairstyle. In
did she?
90 to 91, I think.
Yeah, dude. So that was really cool. That was day one. We went back. We got 7-Eleven. We went to sleep. Woke up the next day, and we went for day 2. But this time, we got there really fucking early because I wanted to go to the Andor panel. And when we got there, it was like 7:30, and the line for the reserved for the live panel had already been full. And I was like, fuck me. So then we had to go downstairs, go all the way around the building, and get into the reserved line for the other thing, which was the streamed part. We got in it. We got into the hall. We got great seats. We got to watch the first episode like before anybody else. This was on a Saturday, and the thing was streaming 3 days later. We got to hear Tony Gilroy and Diego Luna, all of them talk about like some of the different things that were going to happen in the show, the ideas behind the episodes. God damn it, it was so fucking cool. I got that poster that I brought back to you. It was really awesome, and like, man, Diego Luna is such a genuinely nice guy.
And a stud.
Oh, dude, he's handsome. He's always been handsome.
So good.
Did you ever see Y Tu Mama Tambien?
I have not.
I watched that when I was like 15 because it was on the IFC channel, and like
it was horny. And
yeah, exactly. It was about 2 dudes.
I know it's a horny movie.
100%. But like it's way more than that too.
Yeah.
Like it's way more than that. But anyways, I learned years later that Diego Luna was in that, and I was like, oh my god, you're absolutely right. He's always been handsome.
Yeah.
And I love him so much. And dude, you could see like, even though they wanted to do 5 seasons, but they can only do 2 because he's gonna get old eventually. It tore him up that it was gonna be over.
Yeah,
like this is it. This is the one and done, or 2 and done, I guess. And like, man, I guess he's probably gonna miss it. He's gonna miss the coming out and everybody freaking out over him, because he was kind of a nobody.
Yeah.
You know, before Rogue One.
I even went into Rogue One, like, not knowing who he was and being like, oh, okay, this is like kind of a darker protagonist for Star Wars, you know? And like, but not thinking too much about him outside of that. And then when the show got announced, I was like, oh, they're going to like explore that one guy. Okay. And now, like, he is my second favorite person in Star Wars. You know? Like,
easily.
He's all I want to know about. You know?
He's so cool.
They'll never make a TV show about my number 1 favorite, but that's okay.
Who's that?
Saul. It's too extreme.
No, they can't do it. But he's in so many other properties.
He shows up in everything.
Yeah.
But I would love to have a game or a TV show where I get to see Saul, like, you know, order around his black X-Wing squadron, you know, and just like doing the most extreme,
the partisans,
guerrilla shit,
serious terrorist shit, dude. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, is that why you wanted to borrow Fallen Order?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't have.
I just want to play it too because I never got around to the sequel.
It's so good.
Either. Yeah,
it's so fucking good.
But earlier when we were talking about Rebels and Clone Wars, there's a scene in Rebels where Saul is arguing with Senator Mon Mothma,
the redheaded lady.
Yes, from Andor.
Yes,
and
from she's jumping
Return
of the
Jedi. But she's jumping his shit about something that he did.
Yeah, being too extreme.
Yeah. And he's like, she says like something about like, you know, this is like something a criminal would do. And he goes, the Empire considers us both criminals. At least I am willing to act like it, you know? And it's like, and then she gets so fired up yelling at him about it that he's like, there is the Senator Mon Mothma I believe in. Where has she been this whole time? You know, it's so fucking good.
That's very good.
Just like, he turns it around on her to be like, you are being too pacifist about this. We are leading rebellion. You need to nut up about it.
She's trying to be democratic about it.
Yeah, she's trying to be a centrist and kind of ride both sides. And he's trying to tell her, like, you have to get your hands dirty, you know?
It's not even that. It's the I can change our current situation through democracy.
Yeah.
And
that's just too much of an idealist, I guess, about it. Yeah.
There's a certain point where that's not the case anymore.
I love that. It's the whole battle between it and how it constantly comes up in Andor so fucking much. It's so good. Oh my God.
It's the same thing where they've got Luthen in place of Saw Gerrera doing the exact same thing, but more of a funding instead of actual action.
He's trying to puppet things behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And like, so having just rewatched that in season 1, I love when he sits down with Saul and he was trying to set him up with the that guy that I forgot the name of.
Oh,
you never meet him in the
you
show.
never meet him, and he ends up dying anyways.
But because the ISB have lured him into a trap.
Yeah.
And he's trying to set Saul up with him earlier. And then when he goes to meet him again, Saul's like, we're packing up to go meet him. Like, let's go. And Luthon's like, no, you don't want to do that anymore. And he's like, why? And he's like, he's about to get caught by the ISB. And he's like, you only know that because you're ISB or you have someone inside. Why are you telling me this? And he's like, I got people everywhere. And they're like, my man's right there. You know, this is him. He tells me everything about you, you know, and Saul's about to execute him. And Luthon was like, I'm just trying to rile you up. Okay. Like, I've got you rattled, but you need to listen to me.
Yeah.
You know, don't go, like, fucking chill out. Okay.
I don't think Saul wants to be a puppet. That's the problem. And he always is.
It drives him crazy. Yeah.
He always
it's
is, though.
so,
it's unfortunate.
Gosh, so
but
anyway.
like, he's too close to the. Yeah,
I know. We have to jump back into. Yeah.
Sorry. But yeah, and then later on, Diego Luna comes out on the main stage too. Like, we were so lucky to catch these other interviews on top of what we sat and watched.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we walked around. Haley ended up seeing, I guess, Rosario Dawson and Sam Witwer and Hayden Christensen all walked a red carpet and were talking with each other. And so she like watched them and tried to listen to what they were saying.
Yeah.
And then that afternoon, we ended up getting to see Mandy Jacinto, Sam Witwer, and Mads Mikkelsen come and talk about their roles in the shows that they were in. And Sam Witwer went first. And have you ever heard him talk? Do you know who he is?
I know the name, but remind me who he is.
So Sam Witwer, if you've ever played the Force Unleashed games, he is Starkiller.
Okay.
And then he is the voice of Darth Maul.
Oh, that's where I hear about him all the time on More Civilized Age.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, he was a soldier in The Mist, the movie The Mist. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Is he? Does he show up at the end or something? Oh no, is he in the grocery store?
He's in the grocery store and gets killed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So he is a master storyteller, dude. He's got the fucking riz, dude. He is like, he's so good at telling stories. And he was talking about how he got the role for Darth Maul and how what was it? How
he's Maul in everything now.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, because he's the voice, man.
Yeah,
and they even, what was it, before he did Darth Maul, he was the son in the what was that story arc? There was a story arc where they have 3 different incarnations of the Force: the son, the daughter, and the father. And the father is like the extremis, I think is what it was called. The father is like the Force as a gray path, the daughter's light, the son is darkness. And he talked about how he found the voice for that character by trying to weave all of the voices from different Sith that had been shown. So he did Darth Maul, Sidious, Anakin, and I think that's it. He did all 3 of them.
Yeah.
And like tried to push it like that. And that's how he ended up getting the role for Darth Maul.
So this is the Shadow Lord show.
Shadow Lord show is the new one that's coming out.
Right.
And we ended up not.
Oh, that wasn't the panel for this? Okay.
No, unfortunately not. Like, we missed the Ahsoka panel because it was full.
Yeah.
And I think that Ahsoka panel is when they showed the Shadow Lord clip. They played it twice.
Yeah.
It was like, whatever, you know, it's Darth Maul. Maybe I'll watch it. I don't fucking know. I don't particularly care for that character, but Sam Witwer is a class act.
It seems weird to put it out now too, after we know
what happens to him.
Yeah.
Well, they're doing the same thing with they've been doing these like,
I just can't let go of him, I guess.
No, there's more character to explore, and like he takes place in a time that wasn't in films, so they can just do whatever the fuck they want. Yeah. I think they're doing the Darth Talon storyline with that because he gets a new apprentice and she's a Twi'lek, and Darth Talon has always been in like comic books and extended universe stuff, but never on screen. So I think that's what they're exploring. And there is a period of time that they didn't really cover that I think they were going to do for like a Han Solo sequel that they ended up not doing, partially because Ray Park blew up his career spectacularly. I'm sure you've seen that.
I know a little bit about it. Yeah.
He should have kept it cool. I understand, dude. Divorce makes people do crazy things, but what he did was not cool. I don't like that. Anyways, then Manny Jacinto, I think is how you say his last name. He was the main villain in The Acolyte, which had gotten canceled.
Yeah, he's also
in The Good Place.
Jason in The Good Place.
Yes.
Yeah. The haughty moron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a hottie in The Acolyte.
Oh, that's
too.
right. Weren't people like crazy about him in that too?
Yeah, because he's hot.
Yeah, I never saw it, but like I know it was
dude,
like
you
a
should
meme
watch
for
it.
a
It's
minute.
good.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's like surprisingly like super hunky in The Good Place. I remember too.
Yeah. Well, so he talked about his time getting into character and like all that he did, and what was really really nice about that whole thing was like all of us were clapping and cheering and chanting, season 2, because like they stole that from him and Leslie and Manla Stanberg and all of them. Like that was such an interesting show, and they were doing so many cool things with that show that it was an absolute shame that they canceled it. And like it was nice to have the majority of the crowd cheering for him and clamoring for more story to be told, because you could tell it was definitely something that was like weighing on his mind.
Yeah.
So it was really nice to see him and show love to the guy because he got robbed.
Yeah.
And then Mads Mikkelsen came out, and it was actually really funny. He's like never.
What is he in besides Rogue One, though?
That's it.
So why was he there?
Why not?
Is his character showing back up in something?
I highly doubt it.
Why the fuck was Mads there?
Because he was bored. I don't fucking know. Paycheck.
Yeah, but Disney would have flown him out for something.
I don't think that Disney runs Celebration.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's its own thing.
I thought it was like in cahoots.
No, I don't believe it is.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's hilarious, because he's friends with Hideo Kojima, right?
Yeah.
And he's always out in Japan.
Kojima glazed him up for like 5 solid years.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think he's going to be in 2, but I wouldn't be surprised if he has like a cameo.
Yeah.
To be like, hey, remember him,
Yeah, so he said like he's always out in Japan. I was like, I know that because he's friends with Hideo Kojima.
Yep.
But then he like he compared his character to Oppenheimer, which is like, I don't think is that
a taboo thing to do in Japan?
Yeah. And like, it was very fucking weird and kind of cringy. And like, I'm not trying to besmirch Mads Mikkelsen because I think he's a great actor, but he's definitely an old Austrian man.
Yeah, yeah.
If you catch my drift.
Yeah.
But it was funny to hear like he didn't care about Star Wars. He never watched a single movie. He didn't do any of that stuff. But like when he got the role for Rogue One, his younger brother who I can't remember his first name, but he plays Thrawn in both the Rebels show and in Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Big Star Wars fan. Has loved Star Wars. Went and saw the original trilogy when they were in theaters. He had gotten a Death Star Lego set because I guess he's like big into Legos. His younger brother's huge into Legos. He's like a 50-year-old man, huge into Legos. And he got the Death Star, and Mads was like, "Oh, well, I built this technically, so I should be helping you." And then he learned a bunch from his brother, telling him all these different bits about and bobs about the thing. So it was cool to hear that story about him and his brother like bonding over that and whatnot. Yeah. Oh, and also he talked about Ben Mendelsohn, who plays Krennic, Officer Krennic.
I know Ben Mendelsohn.
He's great. I think he's funny. Why?
Hey there, Darth Vader.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're not talking to the cops, are you?
Yeah. I don't know what is that a reference
How you doing
to?
there, mate? This is how he talks.
Oh, okay, I got you.
It's his character in but yeah,
I didn't catch the reference, but I thought
this
it was
is
funny.
Okay for the listener. Auntie Donna, a comedy troupe, has a great little side tangent where they start making fun of Ben Mendelsohn and like being in all of his movies. He's been in like everything.
Somehow Batman and also because Michael Caine shows
he's that
up.
guy in The Dark Knight Rises too.
Yeah.
He's like, hey there, Batman. You haven't been talking to the cops, have you, mate?
So good.
We've just been building the Death Star.
So he talks about how Ben Mendelsohn in between takes would just be like dancing and singing and being a jolly dude.
Yeah. Slight spoilers for Andor season 2.
Oh yeah, he's
there's that scene in episode
1.
What
we're talking about? Yeah,
where he starts explaining his plan.
Yes,
and he starts putting a little bit of a stink on it, and I was like, "What is happening here? This is awesome."
Yeah, he's great. I love everything he's in that I've seen him in. I loved him as Officer Krennic, and it was actually funny because maybe a year later he was also the bad guy in Ready Player One. And he just basically played the exact same character.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And
he is the, oh my God. What?
Typecasted?
No. Well, yeah, that too. He's typecasted all the time as like alien bad guys and stuff.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel. He is the misleading antagonist.
Yeah.
Remember? Yeah. And he's really good in that too. I remember thinking he was really good in that.
I like him. He's great.
Yeah, he's fun.
He's fun, and like, yeah, he's doing some silly stuff in season 2 of Andor.
It's kind of like, is it Doug Jones, the guy that plays all the creatures? He's kind of like that, where he can kind of like be anybody and anything.
Oh, are you talking about for Clone Wars?
No. Doug Jones plays. He's in like every Guillermo del Toro movie.
Oh, that guy. Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
He's in What We Do in the Shadows a lot.
Yeah. I like that guy because he's Abe Simeon, and he's also the creature in Shape of Water.
Shape of Water. Yes,
That's
thank you.
right.
I couldn't remember the name of that movie.
He's a very slender man.
Yeah, and he always plays creatures. He's so good at it.
He's a dancer, isn't he?
That would explain it. Yeah, because he's very like lanky, but like very agile at the same time. You know.
Oh, that was something that we kind of I learned about Manny Jacinto's character from The Acolyte. He's from a dance background.
Yeah, also a dancer.
I had no idea.
I don't know why I know that. Maybe it comes up in The Good Place.
But that might be. Yeah,
I feel like it does.
Yeah,
his character is so funny on that show.
Oh, I know.
He's from Jacksonville.
Oh, is he really?
Dude, you have to watch The Good Place.
Wait, hold on. His character's from Jacksonville because he's from Canada.
Yeah, his character's from Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And God, the places they go with that, the way he died is like, oh my God, I forgot. It had something to do with like a Molotov cocktail and a jet ski and a safe. Oh yeah, they stole a safe and I think he got locked inside of it. It's so dumb.
That's funny. But yeah, we left after that. If I remember correctly, just because like there wasn't too much left for us.
Yeah.
It was like the day was almost over. And we're like,
did you pick up the Dash Rendar action figure that Hasbro released?
No, you know what's funny? Well, no, they didn't release it. They were showing it off.
Oh, okay.
Can you buy them?
I don't know. I
could
from the headline I was reading here. I thought you could just buy it there.
Yeah. You know what he's from, right? Did you play that game?
Yeah, the Shadows of the Empire. Yeah, the N64 game.
I know, dude. I walked by. I went to the
He's
Hasbro
the Han Solo
section.
knockoff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No shit, dude. We walked by the Hasbro section the first day, and they had a whole thing of stuff that they were going to announce.
Yeah.
And then so I was like, well, fuck it, I got to come back here tomorrow. And when I did, I saw Dash Render. I was like, holy fuck, it's him. I love that guy.
I can't believe it took him this long to do it.
I know, like a Black Series. Well, they had Shadows of the Empire toys back in the 90s because you could get Dash Rendar, you could get the what is his ship's name? I used to know it.
The not Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, the not Millennium Falcon. And they had like a special like Luke figure where he was wearing Imperial Guard armor, like this red armor and shit. They had like the swoop bikes.
Yeah.
They had all sorts of cool shit.
They did everything they could with those action figures.
Oh,
I
know.
I remember walking into the toy stores constantly and just being like, here's the new wave of Star Wars shit and what they're doing now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they haven't made a movie of that in like 20, 30 years. And and they're still making stuff. And then little did I know there'd be 20 more movies and TV shows to come.
That's right, dude.
I think that's it. Are we winding down?
Yeah, I mean,
here?
like the last day we spent at the airport, like I said, which is really cool because Narita Airport, for whatever reason, has like a tie-in with Pokemon. Like, when we landed,
I saw the photos. Yeah,
when the plane landed the first time, like it had Pokemon in the thing that was like, don't get lost and whatever. It was like instructional stuff. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. Like, I'm sure like normal people don't care for this shit, but this is cool for me. And
well, enough people care for it that they did it. You know, yeah,
right. But when we were walking around, we saw there was a Pokemon Center there, and we were going to go to the Sky Tree to go to that one. And we were like, well, fuck it. Good thing we didn't, because here it is. And they had these like special just for the airport Pikachus of like different flight attendant outfits and with the NRT for Narita Airport. And we're like, yeah, of course we're going to buy this. This is fucking cool.
Yeah.
It was really neat to see like all of that in the airport. It was neat. So we spent a lot of time there and ate food. I had another bowl of fucking ramen because I just could not help myself. It was so good. The flight back sucked. It was awful. I'm still jet lagged.
Whoa.
Yeah.
This was weeks ago at this point, basically.
Yeah, I'm fucked, dude. I've taken a nap almost every single day. I don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't nap at all. And then I've been staying up to like 2-4 in the morning. Yeah, it sucks. I hate it. So
I feel you though, because like just a few days ago, Allison stopped waking up at 3 a.m. every night.
But you've been waking up at 3 a.m.
Yeah, I still wake up and look at the clock, and I can toss and turn and go back to sleep. But I
caught you the day that I stayed up till 4.
Yeah, you're right.
I saw you on. That's right, and we talked immediately, and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing up, dude?"
Yeah, I do that. It's been rough.
Yeah.
Because she did it so often that I would wake up constantly at 3 a.m. and couldn't go back to sleep.
Yeah.
And so I just get up and play Minecraft or something or get on Instagram or whatever.
Yeah.
It was bad, man. I'm just now like sleeping through the night finally.
It's brutal,
she is
dude.
too.
Yeah.
Well, she was teething is what she was doing. Yeah.
Right.
But it's been rough.
Yeah. The jet lag has been really fucking my life up.
Yeah.
We spent a whole day in Honolulu just because we had like an 11-hour
Yeah.
layover. It was fine.
Yeah.
I don't need to go back.
I hear Hawaii is kind of overblown and
Honolulu is overblown.
yeah.
Apparently the other islands are not.
Oh,
because
okay,
they're
yeah.
like less touristy.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
but like
okay.
the water was cold as fuck. It was beautiful.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
god, it was beautiful. The mountains gorgeous. My god, the fucking scenery. If there wasn't a bunch of buildings everywhere, it would be like beautiful. We've truly ruined that island.
Yeah.
But like it was like I could have gone to Miami
Yeah.
and it would have
Well, we're from Florida, so yeah,
I know,
think
we're
there's
already
a
in a
bit
tropical
of
paradise.
a bit of Hawaii that won't impress us. My mother-in-law went and famously didn't have a good time,
Yeah.
and it was like a really expensive trip. And
I'm not saying I had a bad time, but it was expensive.
Right.
Everything was expensive, and their minimum wage is $2 less than ours.
Whoa,
Yeah.
I would not have guessed that. 'Cause
I wouldn't
thought
have either.
Everything's expensive there, even for the locals, because you have the shipping logistics and everything.
Yeah,
involved.
exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I don't.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, my
dude.
understanding is like the divide between class there is rough. Like locals there, like have it really rough.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. I don't know, man. It's crazy. Their zoo was cute.
Oh yeah.
I did like their zoo. They had
Oh.
they had the giant Asian salamanders.
Oh
on display.
wow.
Never got to see them in real life.
Yeah.
So cool to see that.
Cool.
And then they had a Mata turtle. Do you know what
No.
oh man, they're so cool. They're like arrow-headed turtles
Oh,
with a bunch
yeah.
of little frills on them. I've never seen one in real life, and it was just in a pond. I was like, fuck, this is
Nice.
cool.
Yeah.
So like the zoo was cool, the food was good, but like, yeah, I don't need to go back.
yeah. Yeah.
And then we're back.
Yeah. It's
Here.
one of those things where like you can spend thousands of dollars just to get there for like lodging and rides and everything.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then everything to do is so expensive.
Yep.
And the locals don't like you, you know,
No.
'cause tourists are ruining that place.
Yeah, they are.
And so it's like, yeah, you might as well go somewhere else, you know, kind of thing.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about John from Canada?
Oh yeah. Okay.
We do need to talk about this guy.
We absolutely need to shout out John from Canada. Bro, thank you so much for your email.
Yeah.
That was so kind of you.
It was like
I'm so sorry it took me a while to get to it.
a super nice treat coming back. Like, no shit. I'd been
Yeah.
back in the States for like 2 days, and then you sent me the message like, dude, check this out. We got actual fan mail
Yeah.
from an actual human being that we don't know.
that
at
we
all.
don't know already personally.
Yeah.
Like, because we get messages from our friends all the time, like saying, hey, listen to the show. It's really good. Like, thanks.
And if you do that, don't stop doing that either. We
No,
love
no.
that too.
Please continue to glaze us up. But like a complete stranger in another country, like emailing us, like
Yeah.
just being like, "Hey, man, I like the show. Like, thank you for doing it. Like, it's fun, dude." That meant so much to us.
Thank you so much for listening.
Yeah.
And if there was ever a Canadian U.S. conflict, draft me. I will be on your side. I'm putting that out there.
We will become expatriates.
Exactly. Don't count me out, brother. I'll be right there with you. But yeah, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for not being too harsh about us not fact checking, because baby boy,
That was so funny.
I don't fucking fact check. I'm so sorry. This is like the most vibes based fucking podcast ever.
It would ruin the show if we had to stop down and do all that every
Yeah.
time. You know. Hey, do you know what is happening tonight? Speaking of Canada, like by the time this
Oh,
comes
the elections.
out,
That's right.
Yep.
Oh shit. Do you?
it'll be way over by now. But
I gotta check.
Canada's electing a new prime minister
Hopefully
tonight
it's Carney.
as we're recording this.
Hold on, I'm gonna look
Yeah,
it up
I don't
right
believe
now.
I think it's Pierre or something.
Pierre Poilievre.
I don't think that guy has a chance in hell, man.
Oh, let's hope
Yeah.
that it's yeah.
Let's see how well this episode ages. Yeah.
we will find out soon enough.
So yeah, the next episode after this one will be Sinners, folks.
And even though we just said that we don't do research, I have been doing so many deep dives because I want to get this one right.
Well, we like to take some stuff seriously.
Yeah.
And like Sinners deserves to be taken seriously.
100%.
In fact, we were going to do it today, but I wanted some more time.
Yeah.
And you're going to see
I'm
it a
seeing the
second
second
time in
time.
theaters,
Yeah.
which we don't do that.
No, we do not.
But like, folks, it's good. Go
It's
out and see
good.
Sinners. You've
Yeah.
probably seen it by now.
Hopefully.
That movie's making tons of money.
Buku money.
There's so much to talk about
Yeah.
in and out of the movie.
That's right.
Like, it's such a fascinating thing to discuss.
Yeah, like a
both
little
as a
flashpoint.
piece of, as a piece of creative work and be from the business standpoint of what it is, which like I usually am really depressed when I talk about that stuff.
Yeah.
And this time I have only good things to say about it, which is going to be so fun.
We love it.
It's getting a little bit of like hubbub in the media.
Yeah. Well,
but
it's
for a good reason, you know?
mean, like shit, dude. I saw the someone talking about the drop off.
I believe it is the best second week drop off ever because
Yeah.
it went down 6%, which is the lowest I think ever.
It's fucking
I will,
crazy.
again, I'm not fact checking that. That's off the top of the dome. but
was
by
like-
the time we do the episode, we'll get into it.
Yeah, it was like 217 million to 161. No, that's way more than 6%.
It's something like
Doesn't
that.
matter, yeah.
But I will say, we saw it early on a Sunday morning.
It was packed.
The second weekend, it was a packed theater.
was a
That's
packed
the most packed theater I've been in a long time, too.
Crazy, dude.
That was, and people were being very respectful. There was
Yes.
only a couple of people being rude in
That's
that
right.
whole theater.
The one guy that got up and pissed like every 20
The
minutes.
big pisser.
The big pisser.
The big pisser with a broccoli cut.
Yeah.
And then there was a guy behind us talking.
Yeah, that was about it.
But he wasn't talking like a ton. But
Yeah.
I could hear him and I was like, the fuck?
Okay.
And he was like way down the other side, I remember, and I was like, there's a motherfucker talking over there, you know?
But yeah, go see that. And
it wasn't even like Ant-Man when there was just like,
Yeah.
I was ready to kill a couple people in that
one
theater.
lady-
But that was
so
Ant-Man. That
lost.
was-
She had no idea what was going on. She had no idea. She was like, "Who's that guy?"
Somebody would show up and you're supposed to know. And she's like, what?
What? Who?
I didn't watch all 3 seasons of
Yeah.
whatever.
Also, The Last of Us is airing right now. It's been pretty good.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed it.
I'm fascinated to see how they
Change things.
take that story.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of changes to make. And
Yeah.
I think it could be better.
Oh, for sure.
Because Neil Druckmann doesn't write the show, right?
He is on,
But he's a producer?
No, he is on set every single.
Never
time.
mind. It's going to suck.
Yeah, I'm saying Craig Mazin is the writer. They have
Yeah.
different directors every episode, but Neil Druckmann, from what I was told from the first season, he was on set every fucking day. Every fucking day.
Just this first season?
Yeah, but I don't know if he hasn't done the same thing for the second season. And like, there's weird changes. Not to drag this on, anymore, 'cause we're in the
It's that episode.
Yeah. But like, the when Abby does the thing, she says like, "And I'll give it to you. You are handsome." She doesn't say that in the fucking.
Wait,
video.
what?
Yeah, you've seen the second episode, right?
I was fast forwarding through it just to see it.
Oh.
I wasn't like
Yeah,
watching it because I haven't even watched season 1.
in the first episode, she makes a comment of like, "This is who Joel is. I've been told this, that, and the other, and also that he's handsome." And then in the second episode, while she's like breaking him down, and she's like, "Yeah, I'll give it to you. You are handsome," and then continues like saying some things, and then she pops him in the kneecap, and then it devolves from there. But it was very weird because that's not something that she would say. I don't know. It's just it's a thing that's missing. And then like, this is definitely going to be the show where you will. It's going to live or die on whether or not Bella Ramsey can hold people's attention. And I'm not saying that she's bad, because I do like her as Ellie. She has done a very good job of aping Ashley Johnson's voice.
Yeah.
And I like it though. I just don't know if she's got the charisma to keep people there.
It's so hard for me to remove Ashley Johnson from Ellie though.
Sure. Yeah.
That like that's part of my hesitation in going into it too.
She does a good job of aping Ellie.
Yeah.
She does a very good job of aping Ellie. I'll tell you this though, because you said you haven't.
But can she do the age up the same too? Because like there's like more time in between the games than there is in the shows of the actual like actress.
I mean,
because Ellie is like 10 years older or something, right?
5
Like,
years older.
Just 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they only had 2 years worth of filming. So
Yeah.
it's like, it is what it is, man.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
she doesn't look like a little girl anymore. I'll say that, but like,
But Ellie feels, and because it's like a post-apocalyptic scenario, so like her 22, whatever
no, she would
is,
be 19.
she's just 19.
Yeah.
But she feels 30 or 40.
Yeah, because she's had
a hard fucking life.
Yeah, and she's been with Joel for
that too.
like what, 7-ish years.
Yeah, but by the time like she's at the farmhouse, with Dana.
Dina.
Yeah.
Yeah, by that time
Dina.
it had been
she feels like a middle-aged woman basically though.
Yeah.
Because like she's been through so much.
well, at that point she's 23. Nope. 22.
Is there that big of a time skip?
Yes, because the
Okay.
baby is
Oh, that's right. Because the baby's a toddler at some point.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Man, we can't get into that again.
no.
I think they have a lot of corrections to make improvements to make on part 2 of this story.
I don't know if they're going to do it.
Yeah, I think they are trying too hard to be close to the source material, number one. And number two, like maybe Neil wouldn't let them steer away from.
I would prefer if they were closer to the source material.
No, I want them to get out there and just make their own thing. Because otherwise,
Really?
why make it? You can just play the game.
Oh,
That's why I don't like things that are like that, where they're like, we got to be true to the source material. No, make a new thing, man.
I think
Otherwise, you're just remastering those cutscenes, you know?
Okay, yeah, you got me there.
Yeah.
I think you should watch season 1. Because they do a few things different, and they're doing a few things different in this one too.
Yeah.
Like, there are differences already that I can see. Case in point, if I'm not mistaken, you are in Abby's POV right after she does the thing for a hot minute. They force you to play as her after she does the thing that makes you hate her.
Yeah. I almost stopped playing the game right then and there too. I remember being so furious about it.
They didn't do that with the 3rd episode.
Yeah.
It's not her POV.
I wonder if they're going to make Abby so much less empathetic in this, you know?
I hope not.
Or sympathetic.
I hope not,
Yeah,
because
that's what I'm
like
saying. Yeah.
that was like one of the best tricks of that second game.
Yeah.
I liked her so much. I liked her more than Ellie by the end of the game.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, which is hard because I like Ellie, and I think that she's a really well written character, and I think that the themes of
Well, I was so incredibly mad at Ellie by the end of that game.
Oh yeah,
that I was like, stop doing this.
going for revenge.
Yeah,
but she
like,
can't. It's her.
It's so fucking annoying. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
But like, she had so many opportunities
to quit. I know. Oh, I know. and they're already breadcrumbing that in the 3rd episode.
Yeah.
Like Jared, I would give it a try, man. I would give it a try if you've got a free time. I know that you're like trying to watch Andor, and
there's so many better shows,
more
for me
other things to watch. Yeah,
I'm not going to watch some subpar cutscene remastering.
It's more than that. I think it's more
yeah. I
than
know
that.
they have a whole episode dedicated to Bill and
It's
the
more
other guy.
It's more than that, dude. It's more than that. You got to give it a shot. Give it a try.
All right. Fine. Well, folks, that's been our show. Thank you so much for listening to Debaser. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to us on your podcast app and follow us on social media by searching for @DebaserPod. My wonderful co-host is Will. Will, where can people find you, and do you have anything to plug?
You can find me on Instagram as Paka_Infinity, as well as WillSwitchEngage on Blue Sky. The only thing I want to plug is John from Canada. Hey, it's you again. Thank you so much for listening and writing in. I love you.
He's squirming in his seat right now listening to this. Well, for my co-host Will, I am Jared. Take care and good night, everybody.
Bye.
Debaser, a film podcast, is hosted and produced by Will Taylor and Jared Rusk. The show is mixed and edited by Jared Rusk. The theme song is also by Jared Rusk. The cover art is by Dog Bites Back on Instagram. Special thanks to Haley and Courtney for their love and understanding. Check out debaserpod.com for links to all of our episodes and to find us on social media like Blue Sky, Instagram, and YouTube. Thank you for listening, and take care of each other.